Am I successful in life? I hang out with butts when I want, so yes, success. I cannot explain to you how much I love these comics where people take these random pictures of animals that they found and just draw a cute comic to it. It might be my favorite thing on the subreddit because they're just adorable. Look at these. But also, yeah, don't let someone else define what success means to you. If success to you means being able to hang out with your friends whenever you want, or having fulfilling relationships, or having a family, then that's great. Don't let someone tell you that it has to be whatever, a six-figure job or whatever. You get to decide that for yourself. And this pair decided for themselves, and they look very happy together, you know? Hello BabyQueers, and welcome back to my channel. Since it's winter, and I'm sure our mental health is very well at the moment, I decided we needed a little wholesome memes break to kind of focus on the positive for a bit, you know? So that's what we're doing today. But you know the deal, before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll continue. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. What if it doesn't get better? What if it does? In a little something I keep bringing up called perspective, because yeah, if you keep focusing on the negative and worrying about all the things that could go wrong and will probably at some point go wrong, because let's face it, life be like that, things will go wrong. But things will also go right, and there will be good things. And I know that sometimes it's harder to focus on that than other times. And it might be harder to find things that are going well at the moment. Especially if you're a queer person, you know, for example, or a person of color. But still, we kind of can't give up hope that things will get better. And that things are worth fighting for. So we kind of just have to believe that it will get better and fight for it to get better, you know? For my next trick, I will make all of your flaws disappear. But nothing happened? Correct. Because listen, we're all human. And humans aren't perfect. And while it's good to have perspective and know what you want to work on for yourself, to be like, well, I don't like how easily stressed I get, and kind of try to build more resilience there so you can stay calmer, for example. Totally fine, but I think it actually works better if you work for it than just having it magically fixed, because I think then you will probably just fall back on it anyways, you know. So is it a flaw? Technically yes, but also no. And a lot of things that you view as flaws in yourself, other people either won't see or won't think of as a flaw. And while technically it doesn't really matter what other people think, it only matters how you feel about yourself, sometimes it can actually help to know, oh well, other people don't see it as much. Maybe I don't seem as rude as I think I do. You know, it can kind of help you tell apart what you actually need to work on, and that maybe it doesn't matter so much, you know, to the amount that you're stressing about it. Here you go. I wish it could be better. I love you so much and I want to make you happy. I wish this could have been the perfect gift. Oh my gosh, how did you know exactly what I wanted? This is the perfect gift. But you didn't even open it? Yes, I did. Listen, technically, it's never the present that counts, it's the thought that counts. And the fact that this yellow bear wanted to get the perfect present and wanted to do the right thing to make this other bear happy is, it already means so much. Because if you care, you're gonna put effort in, and it's gonna be an amazing present, and the other person is gonna feel your love, right? It doesn't matter too much what the present is, because if you care about them, you know them, and you know what things they will like and appreciate, you know? So I'm pretty sure it's a really, really, really good gift, and it's very obvious that you two love each other, and it's really cute. Taking time to enjoy the moon. Don't you ever get tired, little bat? Yes, little monster, but when I do, I just stop and rest. Resting is good, little bat. Yeah, and a good time to enjoy the beautiful things like the moon. Just a casual reminder, I know there's like a difference between resting and recharging. Resting itself is great, but taking time to actually like actively enjoy the beauty around you, like looking at the moon, would probably also count as recharging, because you're just like chilling with a friend and you're just taking this beautiful sight in together. I think it will probably also count as recharging, and I might be biased because all my life I've been kind of semi-obsessed with looking at the moon because I just really think it's insanely pretty, but listen, I don't care if it's the moon for you, if it's a sunset, if it's trees. Taking time to actively enjoy things, really, to focus on how much you enjoy looking at a certain thing, can be really healing, I guess. Be so completely yourself that everyone else feels safe to be themselves too. As a general reminder, because I know I struggle with this. You know, because we love people-pleasing tendencies. At all. Like, we really don't. We really just don't. But it is what it is. And while I'm busy unworking that, and y'all are probably busy unworking some of your own issues, I'm just gonna leave this here as a reminder for all of us. Today is gonna be a good day. Don't change my mind. Really don't. Really don't. Because honestly, it sounds so cliche and kind of privileged to be like, well, if you just believe it's gonna be a good day, it's gonna be a good day, right? Because obviously that's not how it works, but if you try to stay positive, negative things might bother you a little bit less. Like if something goes wrong, it's gonna bother you a little bit less than if you're already like anxiously awaiting bad things to happen, right? Because then you're already feeling bad before anything even happens. Whereas if you try to be positive and try to take little moments to appreciate things and to stay positive, then it might not throw your whole day off as completely. I know it's very oversimplified, really, but it still helps. Hey, did you see this picture of a handsome man? Wait, is that a mirror? He got you good, pal. Listen, I love kind of playfulness and teasing other people in general, but if you make it wholesome, I also really obviously can't come for it. Because, once again, you spend a lot more time around your face than other people. You get, like, way closer to the mirror than most people usually get to you, right? Because, let's face it, your partner, even if they are that close to your face, like, you go to a mirror, they're not gonna care about the, like, blotches in your skin that you see, about, like, pimples, or scars, or, like, uneven skin. Like, they're not gonna care. And most other people probably don't even get close enough to your face to see all the things that you see, because you just spent more time around your own face and spent more time looking in the mirror. So this seems really fair, because other people probably don't think of your face as all like having all these flaws, because they just don't see it. Maybe they just like walk past you, or like they work with you every day, but they still don't see all the things that you see as being wrong with your face. So they're maybe just gonna see a handsome person, or a pretty person, or a beautiful person. You know, you might not be everyone's type, because you literally just cannot be everyone's type, but that doesn't mean a lot of people won't think of you as, like, pretty or handsome. You know? My depressed friend who said he wanted to be alone. Me coming over to check on him anyway, because that's how you do it. Yeah, like, as long as you don't overdo it. Like, obviously, if they want to spend time alone, you're not gonna, like, obsessively go over there and constantly bother them to check up on them. But still, like, checking in on them and letting them know you're still there, very great, very helpful. I also saw, like, posts of being, like, offer, like, literally just unjudgmental help. Maybe don't even just offer it. Like, sure, ask if it's okay if you, like, do the laundry or something. Or just come over and be like, hey, I'm just gonna do our laundry, you know? Because oftentimes, if they suffer from depression, they're probably not gonna have energy to do a whole lot, and then just doing it without judgment and just kind of like helping them maybe stay a little bit more on top of things so they don't get so overwhelmed by everything else on top of being depressed is really good. So if you can do both, you know, because I think they'll appreciate it, and as a good friend, that's what you do, you know. It's okay if you fall apart sometimes. S'mores fall apart and we still love them. Exactly, s'mores fall apart, tacos fall apart. Just because it falls apart doesn't mean it's not still good, right? And you can always put yourself back together again. Like, if you're a taco, you can't, because at that point you'll be eaten. But it's a good thing you're not a taco, you know? Like, if you fall apart, you can always put yourself back together again. It might take some time, it might be exhausting, but then again, all things kind of are. Like, you still get to do that. Me, feeling depressed and tired at my job in retail. A customer who sees me as a human and tries to cheer me up. This could easily be very awkward, obviously, but it's still so kind. And I feel like this person won't actually make it super awkward. You know, literally, I've never understood this. Like, even if I'm stressed and having a bad day, why would I go out of my way to make this person's life, who's literally just like there to do their job and trying to get through the day as well, why would I try to make it harder for them? Just because I might be in a bad mood. Like, obviously, I'm probably not going to be like super friendly, because I'm probably just going to ignore most people when I'm in a bad mood, actually. But I feel like that's maybe preferable than just like snapping at them or treating them like subhuman because, well, it's their job to serve me. Literally, pull your head out of your ass and be a kind person. And I feel like this reminder is probably very like necessary all year round, but I feel like especially in like Christmas stress, people need this reminder. Like, people who work retail are still just humans who are there to do their job, to earn money. Don't be a dickhead. Just don't. Giving thanks. I'm thankful to be a friend. Me too. Also for pumpkin pie. Did you already have a slice? Maybe? I'm sorry, I had to test if it's really as good as it looked. But in all fairness, I feel like we don't do this often enough. And I know it's already after Thanksgiving, I'm very aware, but still, that doesn't mean you don't need to show appreciation or gratitude for things the other days of the year, really, because I feel like it's important anyways. Like, a lot of people keep a gratitude journal, right? I kept one for like 3 years and I just completely stopped, and now I just have like notes in my phone where I just like occasionally add things, you know. Do I have reminders to not forget the list? Yes, absolutely, but still, like, just kind of taking some time to like tell the people in your life that you appreciate them, but also just like taking the time to appreciate other things like pumpkin pie is kind of important all year round. Dream needs care. Acquire a dream. Remember to take care of it. Remember to water your dream and take care of it with patience and effort. I kind of love this analogy as it being a plant, because the same way people have described like humans to gardens, as in your garden needs different things on different days. Maybe some days they need water, some days they need more sunlight, some days they just need to be left alone, you know, so they can just do their thing. I kind of love this analogy of plant, because sometimes plants just don't do that well for a while, but usually they will come back. You know, you just need to give them the right thing, like maybe you overwatered them, so they just need like some more sunlight and to dry out a bit more so they can like thrive again, right? Maybe they just need to be repotted and put in a different place. Maybe they, you know, need some nourishment. And I kind of just love this analogy all the way around, because you don't immediately throw a plant away if it's maybe not doing completely well. because you're just gonna believe that you can somehow fix it and bring it back to life, or you're gonna give it to your friend who's good with plans so they'll bring it back to life, or like a family member who you know is good with plans, right? But still, like, you don't just immediately throw it away because you know this plan can come back. So don't give up on yourself either. Like, you might look like the crustiest, this close to death plant ever right now. That doesn't mean you can't come back. Screw family that doesn't accept you. All my homies love our chosen family. Because listen, I have always hated this narrative of, oh, you only get one family. No, you don't. You really don't. Like, even if you and your, like, birth family get along super well, and even if you're all super happy together, that doesn't mean you still can't have a chosen family, like, on top of that. In your friends. But especially if you don't have a great, like, birth family, where they're super toxic, or you just really don't get along, or there's just, like, too much stuff that happened, then especially, like, a chosen family becomes more important. And generally, this narrative of, oh, your birth family is way more important than your friends is so rubbish. It's so rubbish, and I hate it. I don't care who your family is. I don't care if you're related or not. If they're good people and you get along well and you support each other, then that's a good family. I would rather be weird with you than normal anywhere else. Also, just gonna leave this as a general reminder, because if you don't get weird looks when you're out with your friends from other people, are you even really friends? Because I feel like we've all had moments of this where we're just, like, chilling with our friends and we're just vibing and we may be saying things and then suddenly get weird looks from other people because they're confused and they just don't get it. Listen, that's entirely fair. Be with people you feel that comfortable around, that you get to be weird. Some people say that everything sucks, but you don't, and I don't, so that's a start. Stop calling me out because I say this way too much. Yeah. Because when I'm, like, really sad or frustrated, I will maybe say this. Will I feel completely better or different 5 minutes later again? Probably. Probably. But just for those 5 minutes, I'm just like, okay, everything sucks. I hate everything. You know, sometimes you need to have moments like this. As long as they don't last, it's totally fine. My favorite nights are spent with you, even if we're just on our phones. But literally this, I've never understood going out. Maybe that's just because I'm autistic and struggle with noise and people and everything. But I've always loved just, like, staying in and chilling and, like, watching a movie or watching a series together and just maybe pausing in the middle. Because they're like, wait, you wanted to catch me up on the thing. And then you make food together and then you eat it together and it's just chill and you're just vibing with each other. And it's just comfortable. Why wouldn't you do this? Me, starting a new annual tradition of treating my parents to a home-cooked meal. Surprise, motherfather. Do it for your parents if you get along well. Do it for your friends. I don't care, but honestly, the act of, like, cooking something for someone else and just kind of, like, surprising them with a nice meal is a very nice gesture. When you finally solve that one problem that's been bothering you. It literally feels so good. As someone who does things very last minute, this feels especially true, because if you just, like, immediately set out to fix a problem, it might not feel as good, but sometimes the sense of relief you get because you've just, like, been overthinking a thing and then it just, like, resolves itself, or you just, like, find a solution to it. It should feel like this. It doesn't always, but it should always feel like this. Me thinking I have no family to go home to for the holidays. My chosen family showing up and surprising me. Again, I don't really care if it's your actual family or your chosen family. Having people who are there for you and to spend time with is incredibly, incredibly important. The world tells me I should try to be happy, but always being happy is draining. Instead, today I will try to be spider happy, home with my art and tea. This is a lot better. Just, again, as a general reminder, because happiness and Like, taking a break or like enjoying yourself doesn't look the same for everyone, right? And someone telling you to, oh, you need to do this thing, then you'll be really happy, is so rubbish. I know they're probably just like trying to be helpful, but just failing to overlook that one solution really does not fit everyone. It's kind of strange. Like, some people might really enjoy constantly being on the go and constantly being out to see people and going to bars or going to parties. Some people might find that really relaxing and enjoyable. I would want to literally shoot myself. You know, so telling me that, oh, I just need to go out and party, you know, to de-stress is kind of rubbish, because I know it won't work, right? Like, if you suggest and be like, hey, I find this really nice, it really like helps me feel better, do you want to join? Totally fair, because if you don't know this person well, you don't maybe know that that's not the thing for them. But then not being judgmental when they say, oh no, actually I'm just gonna like stay home and read. I'm gonna take a bath and I'm just gonna read. Or something like that. Like, if you're just gonna be chill with it seems fair. Because then it's like actually just trying to be helpful versus simultaneously being judgy of being like, oh, but that's kind of weird that you want to just stay home and do your art or read versus just going out with us. Like, why aren't you more social? Like, that's not great. But, you know, finding out what works for you to de-stress and what makes you happier is great. That we love. So, what's everyone been up to? I got promoted. I published a book. I got out of bed and made it here 50 minutes late. Sorry about that. Are you kidding? We're just happy you're here. We're so proud of you for working through your depression. Wanna meet up again next week? Yeah, that would be nice. Your mental health victories are achievements too. Celebrate them too. Literally this, I came out with people being judgy about it. Because it just shows how much they seriously just don't understand mental health struggles. Because if you never had to struggle with it, I kind of get that it can be difficult to understand, but to just blatantly ignore that it's a thing just because you haven't gone through it seems kind of strange, really. You know, so ignore those people. And I know, like, if telling a depressed person, oh, just be happy you got out of bed is ridiculous. Like, obviously, that's not really how it works. But having, again, like, a friend group or, like, a chosen family that helps remind you that it's okay and that they're just proud of you for making the tiniest bit of progress, because tiny progress is still progress, you know, and just like show you they appreciate you and show that they're proud of you for not giving up on yourself is really nice and really wholesome, and we love to see it. Anyways, I feel like we could just go through this entire subreddit and make like a 2-hour long video of wholesome moments. I feel like we could do that, but I think we're gonna microdose it a bit and just be back in a few weeks, because this is way too cute and wholesome to not do it again, you know? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to like at least find this a bit relaxing and were able to de-stress a bit. If not, watch it again. Watch another wholesome memes video. Go scream into a pillow or whatever you feel like you need at this moment. You know, feel free to do that. And I'll be back in a few days with my next video.